the university representative to take all the most common questions from the international students. So today I have an honor to have Bobby on board with me. Hi, Bobby.
Hi, Rahul. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good, Bobby. So just let me tell you a little bit about this live session. So we are going to ask you some most common question, which is asked by the international students. So
Yes.
you can answer all those questions. And whoever is watching this live session, you are more than welcome to just drop down your questions related to the Charles Sturt University. Their campus is like most popular courses. And whoever is watching is afterwards, you are also more than welcome to drop your questions so our team can answer you later on that one.
Perfect.
So let me give you a little bit brief about the Charles Sturt University. So Charles Sturt University, as you all know, CSU is here from a while right now, and like the CSU has a multiple campuses, and the main campus is located into the Bathurst, and the majority of the campuses are located into the regional Australia, and they also have a metro cities campuses as well. The specialty about the CSU is the CSU welcomes students from around the world and provide essential support service to help them adopt the Australian education system. So from here on, I will ask the first question to Bobby, which is asked very commonly about the international students. So if you can tell us a little bit about the CSU.
Yes. Sure. So thank you, Rahul. I think for CSU, the number one point is that we are the number one university in Australia for undergraduate employment. So that's just, one of many things. We have state-of-the-art facilities throughout our campuses. We have fantastic laboratories, libraries, and research centres. We like to emphasise on our industry contacts. So we have strong ties with various industries and partnerships. So this means that we give valuable opportunities for students to do internship programs and placements, things like that. We have a really, sorry,
I'll
just mention a few other points. So we have a pretty vibrant campus life. So students have the opportunity to participate in things like clubs and societies. There's lots of sports and cultural events as well. They have the opportunity to do ambassador programs and volunteer work and leadership activities. So it helps them to grow personally as well as, learn the cross-cultural understanding. So it's a great experience for the students. Also, all our locations are situated in, beautiful regional areas in New South Wales. I guess it's a lot less busy than the major cities, and that allows students time to, focus on their studies and enjoy the beautiful scenery and landscape, as well as affordable living. That seems to be a very hot topic at the moment. So, yes, thank you.
Yeah, that's good to hear. Like these are the most common things asked by the international student when they come to visit us into our branches across Australia.
Yes.
So can you also tell us about the most popular course into the CSU is offering right now?
Yes. So the most popular program actually is our nursing program. Okay. Yeah. So our nursing program is available in 5 different locations. Okay. We have other programs such as allied health, pharmacy, physio, podiatry, occupational therapy, medical radiation, oral health. And then we have some other programs such as agriculture and information technology. So just depending on which program the student is interested will depend on which location.
Sounds like a lot of variety of the courses for the international students are available if they are interested into the different fields. Another question I have for you, if you can tell us the ranking of CSU into Australia and what campus facilities are available to the international students, such as housing, library, and
Yes.
health services.
Okay, so Australia, so CSU has been ranked in Australia as the #1 university for graduate employment, which I mentioned earlier.
Yes.
Okay. 85% of our undergraduate students will find a job within the first few months of graduation, while our nursing students, 92% of those will find a full-time job within the next few months. So that's a pretty good ranking to have, because as well as having a quality education, it is really important to, you know, have the job outcome. So we have different accommodation. We have different locations depending on the program. So for example, we have campus locations in Port Macquarie, Bathurst, Dubbo, Wagga Wagga, and Albury. These are available for nursing in each of these locations in the February intake. So the February intake is coming up, and if the student is interested in any of those locations, they would be able to join for February.
Yeah, that's very good to hear. And like, as everyone knows, nursing is a very popular course among the international students. Are there many seats left for them, because it's a very competitive course, and just like
Very
if somebody is
competitive.
willing to get the admission, what they need to do? Like, what about the English requirement for this course? As if you can
Right.
put a light onto that one, that will be great.
Yeah, definitely. So at the moment, we still have plenty of seats available in each location. Dubbo is our newest location, and we have probably less availability there, but we still have around 10 seats. So if they're interested in Dubbo, we still have around 10 seats for Dubbo. But throughout all the other locations, it's still open. So there is still seats available. So we would encourage students to try to enroll as soon as possible. Obviously, February is not that far away, and if they want to secure a place, that would be the best approach. Okay. We do have affordable accommodation as well on each campus.
Yeah.
So, for example, the price would be from $185 to $295, depending on the type of accommodation they're looking for. So it could be shared accommodation or an ensuite accommodation. Now, that price from $185 to $195, that includes things like electricity, internet, washing facilities, car parking, gymnasium. Also, we have library facilities that are open 24/7 with full security. So it's a very, very safe environment for the students, and they have a lot of extras included in their accommodation costs. So for those students who maybe the cost of living in Sydney is becoming, you know, very expensive, that is a very good option for them.
Yeah, thank you for that. And just like, apart from, like, as you already mentioned, like there is a Feb intake is coming and there is not much time left for that intake. So apart from like the English requirement, is there any as such requirement for even for the other courses? If
Okay.
international
So,
students
yeah.
needs to be fulfilled to get admission to the CSU, and or any kind of other scholarship is going on for them right now?
Yes. So at the moment, obviously for a Bachelor of Nursing program, students will need to have an IELTS 7 in each band. Okay.
Yes.
Now,
Yeah.
this is an APRA requirement, so it's not particularly a university requirement, it's an APRA requirement. So no matter, you know, regardless of where they want to study, they will need to have a very good high level of English for any nursing program or any of the allied health programs. Okay, so 7 in each band. We do offer scholarships at the university. So depending on, again, which program that they're interested in, students would be eligible for an automatic 10% scholarship on most of the popular programs.
Yep.
However, we do also have a 25% merit scholarship. Now, for the merit scholarship, this would be for someone who has in their previous studies a percentage of 75% or higher. They would then automatically be eligible for a 25% merit scholarship. We also have a Vice Chancellor's scholarship. It is a 50% scholarship. However, this scholarship is only available to students that have applied and have a very good background, a good profile, and they would be invited by our team to apply for this scholarship. So it's a limited number of the Vice Chancellor scholarship. However, it is a 50% scholarship.
Yeah,
We
that's
are,
very
oh,
good to
sorry.
hear. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
sorry to interrupt. Yeah, you can go
That's
on. Yeah.
okay. We also have potentially, we hope to have some good news in the next few months. Usually, every year we do get offered from the government a Destination Australia scholarship. Once that has been confirmed and approved, then we'll be able to give you more information on that one as well.
Yep. And like that's pretty much about the scholarship. Like we had a similar question to ask by one of the students, Adil, his name is
Okay.
asking about the scholarship. So
Yes.
Adil, I think Bobby has already covered your questions. So let's move on to the other question, which is also very common, like the how does the university help to the student for the placement in CSU, and like is there any some industry partnership, and how does the internship works with the students in CSU
Yes.
even during the course or after finishing the course, and so how does it work with the CSU, if you can put a light into that one, please.
Yes. So, for example, our nursing program, our students will do around 800 hours of placement. So we have very strong ties with the industry. So we have been around, CSU has been around for 30 years approximately. So we have very strong ties in the regional locations. Some of our students, for example, in Dubbo, we have the Dubbo Base Hospital that we partner with. We have many partnerships, and I guess that's one of the strong points for CSU is that because we are very well known in the community, in the regional areas, we do have guaranteed placements for our students. So very strong partnerships and ties and very practical experience for our students to learn.
Yeah, it's good to hear because like when students visit our branches and their main concern is like they are very comfortable to stay into the Sydney, Melbourne, or major cities. But when
Yes,
it comes to the more to the regional, they like little bit afraid about will I be able to find the job, or
yes,
this is very common in between them. So like as you already mentioned, because
yes.
CSU can
So
help them to get a job, so they should like move forward with their
exactly.
admissions. Yeah.
Yes. The other thing is that as well as the placement hours and the partnerships that we have, there is a lot of opportunity for even the part-time work because as you can imagine, in the regional area, there is a shortage of, I guess, skilled workers. So there is a lot of opportunity for them to also do some part-time work, whether it's in an aged care facility or, retirement villages and things like that. They're always looking for people with some sort of nursing background. So there is other opportunities there. Some of our campus locations, such as Port Macquarie, it's a very busy tourist area. So there is lots of restaurants, cafes, and, opportunity for the part-time work as well.
Yep. So let's move on to the other question, Bob. It's like, as you mentioned, like there are plenty of job available into the port around the Port Mary campus and the regional areas campuses. So apart from this, like as you know, like when the international students move from like their home country to Australia, it's very sometimes it's a tough time for them to
Yes.
adjust with the new environment, new culture, and the language. So is CSU offer any kind of a career counseling, mental health support, or tutoring to them?
Yes.
Because if they face any kind of problem while studying over there and they come to
Yes,
the university,
absolutely.
yeah.
So look, obviously we do totally understand, students moving across from overseas and moving into a new location. It can be very overwhelming. However,
Yep.
one of the benefits for students to come to the regional area is it's a very supportive communities. We have also done some research on the type of communities around in the areas that we have our campus locations. And I can tell you that we do have good number of community for the Nepalese, the Indian, Filipino, Chinese. So we have several different communities available in each location. We will also help the student, for example, if they do want to be in touch with some of those communities in that particular region, we can definitely put them in touch. For example, I was in Dubbo not that long ago, And while I was there, we did meet with the local members of the council in the city, and we met with some of the community leaders, and they said that please let us know if students are coming from overseas, because we have communities here that are willing to welcome them and help them to get settled in. So, the regional areas are very safe and secure for the students. It's much less daunting to go to a regional center when you're coming from overseas, because you will be nurtured rather than feeling a little bit lost in the big cities.
So like if somebody even move from like the major city from Sydney to the any regional campus of CSU, as you mentioned, like the local community is always there to help
Yes.
them, and they can join like the social groups, get in
Correct.
touch with their other international students who are already studying into the university.
That's right.
And that kind of help can definitely help them apart from their
Of
families.
course,
And
we
their
want to
friends,
make them
yeah.
feel as very welcome as possible. So there is support available on campus as well with the Student Services Centre.
Yeah, that's good. So just I have few questions from the students, which is related to the CSU. Like, first question you already answered about like the scholarship option for students at Charles Sturt University. That was a
Yes.
question from Adil. The another question I have from Manish. He's asking, can you please explain the admission process for international students?
Sure. So for international students to apply, obviously we need them to get in touch with you.
Yeah.
So you will need to contact Aussizz, and then you submit all your documents. They will then process your documents and make sure that everything is in order, and then they will send it through to our admissions staff. Once our admissions staff review all your documents, they will then come back to the agent and then advise whether there is anything missing or whether everything is in order. If everything is in order, they will then go ahead and issue you with a full offer. Once you have received the full offer, you then need to accept the offer and make a deposit payment for your COE to be issued. Okay, now for onshore students, anyone who is currently located onshore, they need to pay a deposit of $5,000 to make the payment for the COE to be issued. Okay, anyone for offshore would need to pay the full amount, and also they would need to pass the GT. I'm not sure if we're broadcasting to offshore today, but for offshore, you will need to also do the same thing, but your agent will guide you regarding any GTE processes, and also deposits would be a full deposit for the COE to be issued.
Yeah, sure. So I think it has covered like Manish questions already. And as it is, you mentioned about the offshore. Yes, we have like basically the huge range of the audience like who are listening us. It could be from worldwide. So if you can put a little bit light about on that one, just like, is the offshore recruitment is still going on with the CSU for the FAB intake, or just if you can put a little
definitely.
bit about that. Yeah.
So for students from offshore, usually the students from offshore are more interested in maybe some of the agricultural programs like Masters of Agriculture. They might be interested in the Masters of Professional IT, where they could specialize in things like AI or cybersecurity. Or software development. Also, our program is accredited by the Australian Computer Society. Now, for our programs, anything to do with business or IT, it's only available in our Port Macquarie location in the regional centre. Otherwise, we do have a new partnership with Navitas in the Sydney campus location. So for the students from offshore, they will need to do the same procedure, providing all their documents to you, and then they will be assessed, and then they would need to do the GTE before the full offer would be issued. And then once they have the full offer, they can make the full payment, which would be one semester's payment, and then they can proceed from there.
No worries. So just I have another question from Anna. She's asking like while pursuing course in nursing, are there any unique extracurricular activities in which students can participate?
Extracurricular activities such as on the campus, or
I think she just meant by related to the nursing or maybe into the campus apart from the studies there. And if I'm taking it right, and I was like, any
the
extracurricular
social life
activities.
on campus is very good. So they have a lot of opportunity to join and participate in things that are going on in campus. There's also ambassador platform where students can, I guess, promote to other students. So we do have an ambassador platform available on our website. So if they go to our website, they'll find an ambassador platform. If they want to actually chat to one of the current students or alumni students, there's a few different options there. They can actually talk to the student directly in a chat. So this way they can get firsthand, I guess, more information about what student life is like on the campus.
And that's just it can help them to like make a new friends or something.
Correct.
As well during their study. And I think it could be the last question from Melina, like how does CSU support students both academically and personally? I think by the personally she meant by like they're similar to maybe the mental sport or something like that.
I think this would be the same as the student service team
Yes.
who offer many different interactive programs for students and support. There's a lot of support available with the International Student Services team.
Sure. And I think we do not have more questions from the students. Apart from it, Bobby, if you can tell like the CSU has any further plan for the futures to open their campuses across Australia into like especially into the metro cities, because it's also a common question like that. Yes, CSU is very broad and wide into the regional areas, but what about the major cities? Like, do they have a plan to open?
So look, I guess there is a lot of advantages for students to go to the regional area. Okay, so as we mentioned, the affordability, living, and those sort of things. However, we have just recently opened it will be opening in February, a Sydney campus location, and this will be actually delivered by Navitas. So it will be a CSU program. However, it will be delivered by Navitas. So there is a potential that we may open a Melbourne location in the future. However, as of February next year, coming up in 24, the Sydney location will be available in North Sydney. So once we have more details and the campus is open, we'll be able to share that with you, and you can share that with any potential students who are interested as well.
So I think we have covered most of the question. If anyone is listening to this session, so they are more than welcome to send their questions. So Barbie is here today, and she can definitely answer those questions. So this is the time for you guys to ask those questions. So if you have any questions, please feel free to put into the chat. So I can ask to Barbie
Otherwise, they can get in touch with you at a later stage. That's up to you. We also have a lot of videos that you can share with the students. There is a lot of videos also on our website that shows in detail the campus facilities, the accommodation facilities. It's a great way to see firsthand what the campus looks like. So each campus is a little bit unique. So just depending on where they want to go and what course they want to study. But there is a lot of information that we can share with the students. If they want to come back to you and leave their details, we can email things out as well.
Definitely. Thank you. And pretty much all for this session. Thank you, Bobby, for your time and to arranging for coming to our platform to guide the students related to their question, because this kind of the misconceptions, it can lead them to it's not sound good for them, so thank you so much again. And thank you everyone. If you still have any questions, you can still leave it after this session and our team can get in touch with you and can answer your questions. So thank you, Bobby.
Thank you so much, Rahul.
Thank you for your time today. It was really informative session for the international students, and definitely they are looking forward for the FAB intake.
Fantastic. Thank you so much.
No
Bye-bye,
worries.
everyone.
Bye.